is that Captain Trevor who has been giving us so much trouble. It is a good thing that we have one of the American robot planes that we stole. Oh yeah, I forgot about those robot planes we had in the 1940s.
I have decided that I want my new body to be a plane. Please make it happen right away.
I have already built you this body, and you will like it! They put his body in the robot plane, without killing him first, as if you needed further proof that Nazism is stupid, and send the plane to hover over an airfield to make it look like it's the one attacking them. Yes, they'll be fooled by the plane that is clearly too small to drop half the bombs that are coming down on them. Brilliant strategy!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
So time passes and Spidey continues to be adored by the people of the world. However, one night Peter returns home to find a police car in front of his house. The officer explains that a burglar broke in and shot his uncle, but also that they've cornered the burglar at the old Acme warehouse at the waterfront. The Acme warehouse? My God! He has access to the advanced technology of Wile E. Coyote! Peter runs into his house and changes into his Spider-Man gear. I know the old Acme warehouse. It's been deserted for years. A killer could hold off an army in that gloomy old place. An old abandoned warehouse? No army could ever hope to penetrate such a fortress!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
When Oak recovers, he asks Red how he knew about Bulbasaur's solar beam. Nah, but I figured, plants turn sunlight into energy, and this guy has a plant on its back, so... Of course! Bulbasaur could have just used photosynthesis and not done anything else! Brilliant strategy, Red!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
He gets a call from security and he's told to pursue some body part scavengers. My favorite type of crook. They make a mean steak. The scavengers have a little kid held hostage and hold a gun to his head, telling Max to back off. Max does just that, but he knows that if he lets them go, they'll kill the kid anyway. As such, he shoots down the ship. Gotta be hard in this line of work. That's why they pay me the big bucks. Yes, I'll risk his life anyway by shooting down the ship he's on. I am a tactical genius.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Kamandi wants to go help them, but Sleeper thinks that they should wait and see what happens, recognizing that, they're vastly outnumbered and outgunned. Kamandi, however, reminds us just how much of a clever youth he is by pulling a gun. Naturally, everybody around them pulls out their own guns, and they quickly surrender. Brilliant strategy, Kamandi!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Robo quickly realizes that the creature devised this entire strategy to deal with him specifically. It made itself float so a car couldn't be driven into it like last time. It went to a populated area so they couldn't do another Tunguska event. It possessed multiple people at once instead of just one, and gave them just enough humanity so we couldn't fight back. However, what the creature didn't anticipate was Robo's latest plan. Climb up to it, rip open its skin, and go inside of it.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
We open to the woods, where we see James Bond Jr. accompanied, coincidentally, by the relatives of other members of the franchise, including IQ, Tracy Milbanks, and Lotta Denaro. Subtle. Look here! Wow! Grass! We don't have anything like that outside the woods! All of a sudden, a tank comes charging at them. How the hell did they not hear that thing coming? Not to mention, I love how the guy in the tank's just hanging out of there like he was friggin' Patton. Hey, General, where you going? England! I'm gonna personally shoot that martini-guzzling son of a bitch!
Today's the day I get even! Wow, a lot of people are pissed off at this bank. Just imagine what the next person who walks in is gonna do.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
The one responsible for all this is Printout Man. Yeah. Good, get mad, blame the bank, pull out your money, then I'll take over the bank!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
3 little maids from school are we, perfect as a schoolgirl as can be, filled to the brim with girlish glee. 3 little maids from school, everything is a source of fun. Ha 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 ha! What the hell?
Excellent shot, Mr. Joe! Except for the fact that you missed. Fire again! Medic! innocent bastard, I read your book!
Why would you do that? Macaroni doesn't go in pools. Why? Because all geniuses like you are mildly autistic, and therefore easily stressed when things aren't in their proper place or order. Wow! That's, Wow. You really just said that. What the hell, comic? I mean, just, if you were going for a joke, why not just make it be that his ordered mind couldn't stand the dislogic of it? Why go for it like that? Not cool, man. Conversely, his method of taking out Lionheart is perfect. A laser pointer. Guys, we gotta catch this thing. Guys, it's moving so fast!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Darth Vader reassures the governor not to worry about it. If it goes on too long, we'll run over budget, General Vader. These models are not cheap, you know. We already had to skim the costume budget on the stormtrooper outfits. Back in the war room on Aqualay, it's reported that the Senate has voted to end the war. Brilliant strategy, politicians! That'll put a stop to the giant killer space fortress invading you!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Doctor Strange offers assistance, but the surfer declines. We zoom in on his face as he explains why his help would be useless, showing that his face gets chubbier and chubbier, as if the more he speaks, the more his body fills out. Apparently Nebula is a master strategist, and that when she came into contact with many of Earth's heroes before, she gained knowledge on all of them and subsequently what their weaknesses could be. The surfer explains that though he failed to stop her the last time, he'll take his chances now. Yeah, go up against the woman who already knows you and your weaknesses! Who's the master strategist now, eh?
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
The druggy kid with a pencil-thin mustache from the last issue arrives and snatches the tickets out of his hand. You're nervous? Taking me to the show? I could bring a little weed. I doubt it would make a difference, man. They're tickets to Rocky Horror. However, Tim suddenly has the tickets in his hand now. I guess I can make it after all. And thus Pencil-Thin Mustache walks away, utterly foiled in his efforts to make Norris smoke weed. Who could have ever foreseen Tim's brilliant maneuver of just saying, sure, I'll go? A cunning strategy!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
On Christmas Eve, after Ratchet is sent home, Scrouge sticks around in case the goons show up again, but instead he's visited by Kid Flash wearing big purple robes and claiming to be the ghost of Christmas past. He shows Scrouge a photo of him in his younger days. Where the hell did they get that? Including his former lover who left him for another man. And that was it, apparently. Show Scrouge a photo and then leave. Brilliant strategy!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
They spot some of the goons in a purple car and quickly pick it up, realizing that they're all members of Luthor's gang. Of course! His plan was to kidnap Superman, and that would be how he'd make Superman be his accomplice in freeing him from prison. Totally makes sense. Brilliant strategy!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
No, but seriously, what was the plan exactly? He couldn't have known Supergirl would be the one flying that way, so it couldn't have been for a hostage thing. Maybe after the fact, but not when he set the plan up. He couldn't threaten Superman with imprisonment unless he was released. He'd never do it anyway. What was his plan?
This gotta be... poor grammar. This gotta be a military fortress! The North American Defense Command! It's part of the bunker system! Yeah, Kamandi, you just said that on the last page. Oh, and great planning on the military's part. Put a massive complex underneath a friggin' freeway. Actually, you know who probably built this? The same idiots who made that underground base for the Atomic Knights from Battle for Bloodhaven. Just put secret military facilities underneath public areas so that if something goes wrong, it'll blow up as many innocent people as you can. Brilliant military thinking!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Foreplay and Deadlock go ahead of us to run recon, and we meet up with them at the top of the peak. I would point out how stupid the name Foreplay is, considering they probably only did it because she has 4 arms. But, frankly, with the naming conventions of early 90s Image comics, I was actually shocked that they didn't spell it with an X or something. I give the traditional pep talk, buys time for Rome to juice up again. I want you to remember that no poorly colored, ill-conceived generic character ever won a war by dying for his team. He won it by shooting lots of guns and making the other poorly colored, ill-conceived generic villains die for their team. We come from a planet of the star sun Altair. Thanks for the redundancy there, otherwise I may have thought you came from the planet sun Altair. Actually, we are very helpless against Omega radiation, but your people couldn't be expected to know that valuable piece of information. Before you think that the alien commander was a total dumbass for spilling the beans, his underling remarks on the same thing, but it turns out that the alien commander had a plan. It rips off J9's head and destroys it. I could have destroyed the robot, but it pleased me more to tell the robot how to defeat us, and then see it helpless to do anything about it. And then he just lets the headless robot walk away. My God, this alien is a diabolical tactical genius!
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!